Hi, my name is Jamil Burns. I'm the founder of Raised Roots, a farming company in Oakland and Livermore, California. Today, I want to talk about intergenerational trauma and food sovereignty. First, I want to talk about how I got started farming and why it's important to me. So, I come from a fairly privileged background. I attended University of the Pacific in Stockton. I studied environmental science. And this was one of the most agriculturally productive regions of the world, and still we had hunger on the streets of Stockton. At the same time, in my studies, I learned about the devastating impact that agriculture had on our planet. So, after I graduated school, I decided to take it upon myself to see if I could rectify some of those things related to farming. And when I started my business, I saw how much work that it would actually take to farm. I saw how much time, and frankly, I saw how much money needed to be poured into uh, agriculture in order to make it work. And I was lucky enough to come from a privileged background in order to have the time to play around with, in order to be able to fall back on something if I failed. And I am 100% positive that without that support system, that one blow in my farming season, one failed crop would have been devastating. And so I understand and I recognize the very real barriers to entry for young farmers, which is part of the reason why our farming population is aging, part of the reason why the younger generation um, either is not taking up the family farm, or we simply don't have access to the land that we need in order to succeed. And so I started farming in Oakland a few years back, and one of the things that came from these urban plots that I started was a very direct connection to a lot of the people who came to Oakland through the Great Migration and had that very real connection to agriculture. A lot of those people, when they first got to Oakland and a lot of the northern cities, they started farming immediately. They had their backyard gardens, they had goats, they had chickens, they had tomatoes and watermelons. So they longed for that connection and they maintained it for the most part. Now over the generations that's been lost, and there is trauma related to that from not only slavery but beyond that through our system of sharecropping, etc. So it's no surprise that less than 2% of farmers in this country are black. And beyond that, it's no surprise that our total number of farmers is dwindling. We feed, each farmer today feeds 155 people, where in the 60s that was about 26 people. And so we need a renaissance. We need a way to attract more and more people to farming. But that can't happen given our current system. Not everybody is equipped like I am to be able to lose a whole bunch of money, lose a whole bunch of time, and risk all of that, risk their entire livelihoods to create something sustainable. So we see a lot of our talent being relegated to small urban plots, and the people who do dedicate their lives to that through urban farming, through activism, they see that it's hard for them to even support themselves, especially in a place like the Bay Area. And so, what does this mean? This means we need a massive injection of capital. We need people to understand that the government won't fix this for us. We need to understand that the last few weeks that we've seen an outpouring of support from all different communities for black people, for black businesses. We need to understand that that's going to be the way forward. That's actually the only way forward. And so the call to action is put money into the hands of people who know what to do. When we liberate the land, we're going to need to know what to do with it. And that's why Raised Roots is here. That's why we educate people. And that's why we do what we can to bring more and more people on board to what we're doing. So thank you for listening. I hope that you can find a way in your own community to support black enterprises and black farmers specifically in order to create a more just world. Thank you very much for listening. My name is Jamil Burns again of Raised Roots. Bye-bye.